Good morning. It is Thursday, I believe the 28th. We're coming to the end of May. Still crazy things going on, although I think June 1st, a lot of this country is going to open back up. Unfortunately, there's still people getting sick. People hopefully are just learning to be more cautious, wearing masks and washing their hands and social distancing to the best of their ability. We're out. There's Maggie with me this morning. We're out on our morning walk around the city park and zoo here in Salisbury. A little breeze blowing, but not as cool as it has been those last few mornings. You can feel that summer humidity starting to inch in. Has warmed up. But it looks like we had a little bit of rain last night. So far, not much trash on our walk, which is a nice benefit. I've been working for a few days straight. I'm starting to feel it. I don't know how many times I can bend over and pick up trash this morning. No, I would do it. Come on, Mag. Things are looking nice and green as spring is starting to turn into summer, believe it or not. It is, time just keeps marching on. I think that's another old Dolly Parton saying. As they tell you time marches on, they just don't tell you that it marches right straight across your face. I think that is a Dolly. She's got some funny sayings. That's another trip I'd like to make sometime. I'd like to check out Dollywood or just in that area where she's from. Haven't really been to that area much. You have. Tell me what you think about it. Dollywood, and I remember in the middle, I think that's where Sue got a job in the summer, was working at Dollywood. There we go. Does look like we might get some more rain today. Check out the sky. It's a little cloudy. Some happy birds out though. Let's see what's going on down here on the river. This was the first part of our walk. One day I do the short part in the beginning, and next I do the short part in the end. So we're doing the longer part, the short part in the end today. So we'll be walking around the zoo entrance here. A whole lot going on. It's like the yucca over here by the zoo sign has started to come up. These spikes. We have one of these in our yard. They're pretty cool. They'll grow up and then they'll flower. Maggie had to take a little pee break. I have not heard yet about an opening or a time when the Salisbury Zoo is going to open. I'm pretty sure that when they do open, they'll probably have it set up that only so many people can come in at a time. And here's these plants here. That's going to be pretty cool when they start to flower. See the little spikes coming up. If I remember, that is called, I believe it's called yucca. I think It's one of those things I told Melissa that, and she didn't believe me, and went and looked it up. Most of what I learned about plants, and thankfully I do remember a lot of it, comes from my mom Phillips. We did a lot of work in her yard. She always liked to work outside, and she would tell me the names. She would, usually whenever they went on a trip, she went to visit one of her brothers or someone in Pennsylvania, she would always bring things back to plant at her house. So she knew pretty well. And every Mother's Day, it was my job to help her. She got a lot of azaleas and things, and rhododendron, and I was usually over there, so I would help her move things around where she wanted to put her flowers. So we would dig up some and put some in new spots, and so that was always fun. I have good memories of doing that with my mom Phillips. All right, come on, man. Pretty pine here. I don't know if that's a pine or a spruce. It looks like a spruce. If it's a spruce, I might want to grab some of those. And I make beer. I think there's a recipe. Benjamin Franklin did a spruce beer. I believe the Ales of the Revolution or something. I think it's one of the Philadelphia breweries offers it. Spruce tips. You boil them in the wort, and it adds that piney flavor. And if I remember correctly, I liked it. It's a little different. It's about time I need to get onto my brewing. I haven't brewed any of my beers this spring, so I need to start working on some of those. I have some malt bases and things to get started with. I just need to get it all started. Cleaning bottles, and I recycle, I save bottles and reuse them. I have to double check and see how many bottle caps I have. Make sure I'm good to cap. I like the flavor. I think it holds the flavor better in a bottle. I noticed a lot of breweries have gone to switching to cans, which I think it's easier. They have a company that comes along and helps them can, but for some reason I just like the flavor of the beer from the bottle. What do you think? Let me know. Bottle or can? Now, these days, we don't have much of a choice. A lot of these smaller breweries, they do their batches and they'll have a canning company come along and can. But I usually always, if I have the choice, I'll try to buy it in a bottle. There's the zoo area. Look how green everything's filling in. All the trees and things are growing. The Salisbury Zoo website and Facebook page they've been posting a lot of videos where I think the zookeepers and the workers there are doing different things to keep the animals occupied and keep them used to having people around. So I think one of the zookeepers was sitting in one of the areas reading stories and the animals just walking around. That was pretty cool. So it's nice that they're doing things like that, because it's going to be a shock, I would think, to some of these animals after they have not had people coming through for a couple of months now. You know, all of a sudden having all these people walking around past their cages, they'll be like, what? Just got used to it being nice and quiet and peaceful. I think. Oh, there's our first trash pickup of the day. And that is Wawa is our winner today. So, and Maggie had been waiting for that opportunity to step over her leash. There we go. All right. So I think our worst offender are people who go to cookout. And so I think I've mentioned on here before. I mean, owners of cookout, just switch over to biodegradable packaging, because for some reason, and it's probably a lot of college kids and things like that, but your cookout people are pretty big litter bugs. Most of the trash I pick up here is more often cookout than anything else. And if you haven't been to a cookout, it's pretty good food, and it is inexpensive. A little rain, I can hear it on the trees. I still think that is a cool tree right there. Sorry, squirrel, distracted. I'm saying I can hear some rain dripping on the trees, but it's not coming down hard enough to get through the canopy. There's a nice cool breeze. There's some pink clover. Oh my God. My grandparents usually rented out about 20 acres around their house in Delmar. And one year, the farmer that they rented it to, the cover crop was clover. And I think I have pictures of it. But so you imagine 20 acres. Sorry, I got a sneeze. 20 acres of pink clover all around. It was beautiful. It looked like the Wizard of Oz. It looked like you would run through it and like pass out. People would stop and take pictures. And then it was, I guess it was a good cover crop, so then they plowed it under so it rotted and fertilized the second crop of whatever they were growing. So, I don't know, am I going to be proved wrong this morning? I think, yeah, a close second usually is Kentucky Fried Chicken. The kernel, poor kernel, they leave you all over the ground. So we do have a little bit more trash here today. I'm going to put this in this bag because I've got some little things to pick up. So just kind of keep an eye on Maggie as she walks around here. And I'll collect these little items. Thank you for sticking around here with me while I'm picking up trash. I think that Melissa does not necessarily like the morning walks with me because that is something that she'll be right in the middle of talking about something or doing something and I'm like, oh, trash, gotta go, sorry. But that is kind of my passion if I'm out on a walk here. Now this little stuff here, I am going to somewhat blame the squirrels, but I don't think the squirrels would take out a cigarette package. But they may, when it's near the trash can like that, I think sometimes the squirrels do pull things around. All right, get our girl here. If it's just paper, especially wet paper, it will kind of dissolve some of these napkins. Yeah, but there is a cup. Oh, what do we have here? KFC. So, Wawa has replaced today our Kentucky Fried Chicken as the largest trash provider of our morning walk. Somebody went to KFC and just got their food and just tossed their bag right out in the parking lot here. So I hope you get a stomachache. Alright. Now, check out the geese over here. A bunch of geese. Here is the Beaver Dam Bridge and Spillway. I call it. There have been beaver here in the past. I have seen a few, and they have cut down some of the little trees along here. They famously attacked my crabapple trees at the other end of the zoo, and those trees had to be cut down. I tried to save them, but so I'm going to take a daily dam picture, then we'll come back for part 2 of our morning walk. All right, we'll be right back.